Hello everyone. Today let us do a problem using the PERT technique. PERT is nothing but Project Evaluation and Review Technique, or sometimes it is called as Program Evaluation and Review Technique. So the given problem is they have given a network which contains 8 nodes and the different time units are given as A, B, C, D, E, F like that, and they have asked us to find out the critical path here. The additional data given is they have given the task in the form of a tabular column. There are tasks starting from A to K. The optimistic time, which we call as least time, it is denoted by T suffix 0, which is T naught, that is given. Next is greatest time, which is TP, that is called pessimistic time. Maximum time, it is given starting from 8 to 13. And they have also given us the most likely time, which is TM. So the tabular column is given with this particular network. The idea is to find the critical path here. So first step, I have to find out the expected time, which is nothing but TE, and the formula is given by T0 plus TP plus 4TM by 6. So we have to add the least time with the greatest time plus 4 times of the most likely time by 6. So all the 3 values are available in the tabular column. So the first value it is 4 plus 8 plus 5 into 4, 20 by 6. So the answer is 5.33. Similarly, calculate for all the values and write down in the tabular column. So I am calculating and I am writing based on the formulas. So we have got all the values for the last tabular column. So these are the values which are called the expected time. So once you get the expected time, now our job is to find out the earliest start time and the latest finish time. For that, I need to draw the network again, which is you call it as step 2. So here I have network 1, 3, I have 2, I have 4, I have 5, I have 6, I have 7, I have 8. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 1 to 4, 4 to 5, 4 to 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 7, 7 to 8, 6 to 8. These are the available paths as per the network, and we have the values as A, D. We have one more path here. So it is B, then this is C, E, F, this is G, I, H, K and J. I have redrawn the network as such. Now the idea is to find out the earliest start time and latest finish time. So I write earliest start time as E and latest finish time as L. I put a suffix 1 and suffix 1 here to denote it is for the first node. Similarly, for 2 it is E2, L2. For 3 it is E3, L3. For 4 it is E4, L4. For 5 it is E5, L5. For 6 it is E6, L6. For 7 it is E7, L7. For 8 it is E8, L8. So I need to find the earliest start time and latest finish time at all the nodes. So first let us go with the earliest start time. So to find out E at 1, we start from the first node. So first node, there is no time involved. So I have 0. Okay. Now I need to know the time for each activity like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. I need to know the time for each activity. So what I do? I take the time in this column, that is expected time, 5.33. These values I take and copy into the respective nodes. That is, for A, I take the value of 5.33. So I write 5.33 here. What is the value for B? It is 7.17. For C, it is 10.67. For D, it is 3.5. For E, it is 7. For F, it is 9.5. For G, it is 12. For H, it is 6.33. For I, it is 5. For J, it is 8. And for K, it is 9.17. So I have taken and filled the values for each activity. Now let us calculate the earliest start time and latest finish time. As I said, for 1, it is 0 earliest start time. When you go for the node 2, from 1 to 2, it takes 5.33 units of time. So your earliest start time at 2 is 5.33. When you go from 1 to 3, your time is like from 1 to 3, it is 7.17. There is one more way to reach 3 where like you go from 1 to 2, then you come to 3. So from 1 to 2 it is 5.3, from 2 to 3 it is 10.67. So it is put together 16. So when I go in the forward direction, I take the maximum time involved. When you go in the backward direction, you take the minimum time involved. Okay, so from 1 to 3, if I go straightly, I have got only 7 time units. Whereas from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 put together, it is 16. It is a maximum value, so get E3 as 16. When I go from 1 to 4, there is only one row. The time value is 3.5. Next, when you go to 5th node, from 3 to 5, if you take 3, it is already 5. Now it is 10.67, then 17. So 10.67 plus 7 is 17, plus 5 is 22, somewhere around 23. I have one more path for 5, which is 1, 3 and 5. So here it is 7, here it is 7, 14. So 1, 3, 5 has minimum time. So it is ruled out. Now 1 to 4, 4 to 5 if you take, it is 3.5 plus 9.5, which is 13. Again ruled out. So the maximum path is 1, 2, 3 and 5. So the maximum time taken is 23. So that is recorded as E5. When you go to 6, when you take from 4th node, it is 3.5 plus 12. So it becomes 15.5. That is minimum. When you come here, it is 23 plus 5. That is 5 to 6. It is 23 plus 5. So answer is 28 because it is the maximum value. Now when you go from 5 to 7, there is only one path. 23 plus 6.33. So it is 29.33. Okay. Similarly, from 6 to 8, when you take, it is 28 plus 8, which is 36 here. Whereas from 7 to 8, it is 29 plus 9. The maximum is called 38.5. Okay, so I calculated the earliest start time. Now I go backward to calculate the latest finish time. I start from the node 8 to find out the latest finish time. The same value will be carried out. So 38.5, I keep it as such. When I proceed backwards from 8 to 6, when I go, it is 38.5 minus 8. So it is 30.5. While going backward, I have to subtract. Similarly, 38.5 minus 9.17, it gives 29.33 again. Now, from 29.3 to 332, when I go from 7 to 6, it is 29.33 minus 6.33. So the answer is 23. Okay. So then, these 4 nodes are completed. Now, from 5 to 3, if I take, it is 23 minus 7. So the answer is 16. Okay. Now for 4, it is 30.5 minus 12.5. So 30.5 minus 12. So it comes around 22 something. But when I go from 5 to 4, it is 23 minus 9.5, which is 13.5. I take that because it is the minimum. So now we have found out for all the nodes except 2. Let us go for calculating for the node 2. From 3 to 2, if you take, it is 16 minus 10.67. So the answer is 5.33. Now for the first node, I can go from 4, I can go from 3, I can go from 2. When I go from 4, it is 13.5 minus 3.5, so I get 10. When I go from 3, it is 16 minus 7, somewhere around, I'll get some 9 or something. When I go from 2, it is 5.33 minus 5.33. So, while going backward, I should take the minimum value. So, I take this route, it is 0. Okay. So, I have found out the earliest start time and latest finish time with respect to all the points of the node. Now, our job is to find out the critical path of the network. For that, we have to go for one more tabular column. Okay. So, we need to fit in the exact values. So, for that, this tabular column is not needed now. So, I delete it. I go for writing the new values, whereas after task you have expected time that is given by TE. I put a tabular column. Then I have start time. In that earliest time and latest time, I put in another tabular column. Then for finish time, I have one more column which is again earliest time and latest time. So I go with another tabular column. Okay. And the final one is total float. Okay. So this is my tabular column. Now I fill the expected time as the values as 5.33. We have already those values 10.67. The last column of the first tabular column 7, 9.5, 12, 6.33, 5, 8, 9.17. Okay. Now I find out the earliest start time, latest finish time across all the activities. Okay, so I have filled the expected time from the previous tabular column. I kept as such. Now, the first value, which is nothing but earliest start time. So, I am going to fill this one, and the last one, which is latest finish time. This one I am going to fill. So, for the first one, when you take for the activity A, this is my activity A. My earliest start time is 0. So, I fill 0 here. Then, I go for B. The same time, it is 0. When you go for the activity D, it is also 0. When you go for the activity C, my earliest start time will be 5.33. So, I put it as 5.33. When I go for E, the same value when you take, it is 16. Then for F, when you take, the value is 3.5. So, it is 3.5. When you go for G, again it is 3.5. When you go for H, this is the value, your time is 23. When you go for I, the same value, it is 23. When you go for J, the value is 28. When you go for K, the value is 29.33. I have completed writing the earliest start time. Okay, let me go for writing the latest finish time. For A, when you take the latest finish time, it takes 5.33 units of time. So, I fill it as 5.33. When you take B, my latest finish time is 16. So I put 16 here. When I go for C, I have to take account this. So then again it is 16. Then I go for the activity D. So when you go for the activity D, it is 13.5. When I go for E, it is 23 because 16 plus 7, so it is 23. Then for F, it is again 23. For G, it is 30.5. For H, it is 29.33. For I, it is 30.5. For J, it is 38.5. For K, it is 38.5. Okay, I have filled the earliest start time and latest finish time. Now, I have to find out the value for this one, latest start time. So, latest start time is given by this tabular column's value, which is latest finish time, minus this expected time. I have to subtract these two values. So, I take the latest start time 5.33 minus 5.33, which is 0 here. I have to fill in this value. Next is 16 minus 7.17. So, it is nothing but 8.83. Next is 16 minus 10.67, which is 5.33. 13.5 minus 3.5, it is 10. 23 minus 7, so it is 16. 23 minus 9.5, it is 13.5. 30.5 minus 12, it is 18.5. 29.33 minus 6.33, it is 23. 30.5 minus 5, which is 25.5. Next is 38.5 minus 8. So it is 30.5. Next is 38.5 minus 9.17. So it comes around 29.33. So I have filled this latest start time. My next job is to fill out the earliest finish time. So to find out the earliest finish time, it is nothing but I have to add the expected time plus earliest start time. I have to add these two values. So 5.33 plus 0, it is 5.33. Next is 7.17 plus 0, it is 7.17. Next is 10.67, 5.33, so it is 16. Next, when I add 3.5 and 0, it is 3.5. 7 plus 16, it is 23. Next is 9.5 plus 3.5, it is 13. Next is 12 plus 3.5, it is 15.5. 6.33 plus 23, it is 29.33. Next is 5 plus 25.5, it is 30.5. Sorry, it is 25.5 plus 5 is, 23 plus 5 it is, so it is 28. Next is 36. When you add these two, we get 38.5. Okay, so we have completed writing those things. Next is I have to find out the total time. Total time is nothing but, maybe I'll use a different color. It is nothing but latest finish time. That is this value minus earliest finish time, this value. So I have to subtract this value and this value. So that is my answer. So now when I go, okay. Now when I write here, so latest finish time, earliest finish time, I have to subtract, it is 0. That is, I am subtracting these two columns, that's all. 16 minus 7.17, it is 8.83. 16 minus 16, 0. Here it is 10. 23 minus 23, 0. Again it is here 10. So I am subtracting the last two column values and writing here. So again it is 0. Then it is 2.5. Again it is 2.5. Again it is 0. So latest finish time and earliest finish time, I subtract and write the values. Now when you see the paths which contain 0, they are nothing but this value. Here I got 1 0, next 0, next 0, next 0. So totally I have got 5 values of zeros in the tabular column. When you see the path, it is A, C, E, H and K. Okay. So for the activities A, C, E, H and K, I get the value of 0. So if you want to know the critical path, the actual path, critical path is given by A, C, E, H, K. This is my critical paths value as per the computed value. So when I take the critical path, the network goes like this. That is A to C. So first I travel like this. Then from C it goes to E. So I go like this. Then to H like this. Then to K like this. So my critical path is 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 8. This is my critical path. So thus it can be solved. Thank you.